In the dawn of iron and fire, when the world trembled beneath the hooves of Macedonian cavalry, there arose a king who wielded not one sword but two, one bathed in the light of absolute mercy, the other steeped in the shadow of absolute brutality. No middle path did Alexander tread. No faint-hearted compromise dulled his will. He knew the eternal law of power. The soul of man yields only to the extreme. Offer lukewarm kindness and it will scorn you. Threaten timid punishment and it will rise against you. But drown it in mercy beyond all deserving, or crush it beneath terror beyond all enduring, and it will serve you until the stars burn out. In the annals of history, few figures blaze as brightly as Alexander the Great, a titan whose genius reshaped the world not merely through the clash of swords, but through the razor-sharp psychology of dominance. He was no mere warrior. He was a strategic oracle, wielding the human psyche as his deadliest weapon. With unerring precision, Alexander deployed a philosophy of extremes, mercy so profound it forged unbreakable alliances, or brutality so absolute it shattered resistance before it could form. This no-middle-ground mastery turned enemies into loyal subjects and rebels into dust, protecting his empire from the shadows of betrayal and manipulation. Imagine harnessing such power in your own life, decisively crushing threats or generously uplifting allies to build an unassailable fortress around your ambitions. Let Alexander's epic legacy ignite your strategic fire, teaching you to navigate the battlegrounds of modern existence with the heart of a lion and the mind of a god. Picture the young king, barely out of his teens, inheriting a fractured Macedonia and gazing upon a world ripe for conquest. Alexander understood a timeless truth. In war, as in life, hesitation breeds manipulation. Enemies probe for weakness, allies waver in doubt. To protect himself and his vision, he crafted a strategy of polar opposites. No tepid compromises, no grey ambiguities. Extreme brutality served as the hammer, smashing defiance to instill terror and deter future uprisings. Extreme mercy, the anvil, rewarded submission, turning potential foes into fervent supporters. This duality was his shield against manipulation. By being unpredictable yet consistent in extremes, he kept adversaries off balance, unable to exploit half measures. Strategically, this approach was motivational genius. In 335 BC, when Theban rebels challenged his rule, Alexander didn't negotiate or offer olive branches. He razed the city, selling survivors into slavery as a stark warning to Greece. Yet to Athens, who wisely submitted, he extended olive branches of mercy, sparing their pride and gaining their allegiance. Epic in scope, this tactic propelled his army across continents, from the Hellespont to the Indus, amassing an empire vast enough to eclipse the sun. Today, channel this in your battles. In negotiations, crush deceitful tactics with unyielding force, or reward genuine cooperation with lavish trust. Protect yourself by deciding swiftly, mercy or brutality, and watch manipulators crumble. Your path to victory cleared like Alexander's phalanx through Persian ranks. Alexander's brutality was not mindless savagery. It was a calculated storm, unleashed to obliterate threats and safeguard his dominion from the venom of rebellion. Epic tales recount the siege of Tyre in 332 BC, where the island city's defiance mocked his advance. Refusing surrender, they invited his wrath. Alexander built a causeway across the sea, breached their walls, and crucified 2,000 survivors along the shore, a gruesome spectacle that echoed across the Mediterranean. This extreme act wasn't vengeance, it was strategy. By making an example, he protected his flanks from similar uprisings, ensuring swift submissions elsewhere. In India, facing the Malayan tribes' guerrilla ambushes, he impaled resistors and burned villages, quelling insurgency before it could manipulate his supply lines. Motivationally, this teaches us to confront manipulation head-on. In your world, be it boardrooms or personal rivalries, brutality translates to decisive action. Sever toxic relationships without remorse, expose deceivers publicly to deter copycats. Strategically, it's epic efficiency. Alexander's harshness saved lives by shortening wars, just as your firm boundaries prevent prolonged conflicts. Emulate him. When betrayal looms, strike with thunderous finality. No middle ground means no lingering vulnerabilities. Your empire of self, fortified and unassailable, rises from the ashes of crushed foes. Yet Alexander's genius shone brightest in mercy. a beacon so intense it transformed conquest into legacy. After defeating Darius III at Issus in 333 BC, he captured the Persian king's family, mother, wife, and children. In an era of expected brutality, Alexander treated them as royalty, protecting them from harm and even mourning Darius's death as kin. This extreme generosity wasn't weakness, it was masterful psychology, disarming Persian nobility and winning their loyalty without further bloodshed. By adopting Persian customs, marrying Roxana, and integrating armies, he shielded his empire from internal manipulation, blending cultures into an unbreakable whole. Epic in its vision, this mercy motivated legions. Soldiers fought not for fear, but for a king who elevated the worthy. In Gaza or Egypt, cities that surrendered found themselves enriched, their gods honored, their autonomy respected, turning potential saboteurs into allies. Strategically, apply this today. In leadership, lavish praise and opportunities on those who align with you, protecting against envy-fueled plots. Motivationally, it's empowering. Extend mercy to redeem past adversaries, forging networks that propel you forward. No middle ground here. Total mercy builds empires of trust, just as Alexander's did, ensuring your strategic ascent is not solitary, but surrounded by devoted legions. Let his light guide you. Decide, act, conquer.